Good afternoon and welcome to Food for Your Soul, our midday food for your soul. And we're excited about what we're getting ready to do on today. I am Lady Osi Hill, the wife of the Apostle Ronald Hill, sitting in on this Thursday. For the next few weeks, we will be doing a special series dealing with strokes and stroke awareness and prevention program that we've gotten started here across the nation. I'm a part of a group, an initiative for First Ladies across the nation, started in Chicago, but we have several platforms here in Southern California, and we're seeking to have better and healthy communities. So I sit on with another group of pastors' wives and other health officials that are trying to minister not only to our spirit man but also to our bodies. In 3 John 1 and 2 we read these words in the King James Version. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. And then in the NIV translation, I like it, says, dear friend. And we have a bunch of you today. You are friends. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. Yes. And so that's our desire for the body of Christ at large, and especially our local communities as we go through this time of pandemic things that are going on around us. We are all seeking to be healthy also, as we employ, as our governor and local officials have employed local social distancing. I pray that you're doing that. Use plenty of soap. Take care. They say don't share. Right. Fortify your defenses in your body. If you're smoking, you might want to think about give up that smoking right now. Eat plenty of good organic fruits and vegetables. Supplement if you're unable to get the proper diet that is necessary for a healthy body. And so we encourage you to practice these guidelines that have been set forth, as I stated, through our officials. So the next few weeks we're going to be talking again about stroke awareness and prevention programs. Believe it or not, it's a very sad state of affairs that we have found that, especially in the Black community, we have a high incident of strokes. And the main reason, and my guest is going to share more in detail about this, is because we show up at the hospital. We don't practice prevention. And so, in fact, one of our members, and I'm going to get more information about her, has suffered a stroke within the last few weeks, had no idea that she was headed in that direction. One of our brothers, I was sharing with his wife, and one day she said, he said, I see two of you. He was around the house, and he said, I see two of you. And they have 2 dogs. And so she turned to him and said, well, how many dogs do you see? I see 4. Wow. And he came to find out after he went to his doctor's appointment, which was a week or 2 later, that he had suffered a small stroke. Wow. Had no idea that had taken place whatsoever. So today I have Brother Rashid Terry, and I'll be sharing. He will be sharing today, and his wife will be coming and sharing. Rashid and Michelle are the directors for our health ministry here at Love and Unity Christian Fellowship, and we're so glad and happy that they are a part of the health ministry here at Love and Unity. And since they have taken over, they've been doing an excellent job, and I applaud them for that. Thank and you. For their commitment to what's going on. So his wife is in a master's program right now. That's one reason she's not here today. She's testing
Yes.
right now. So she's in a master's program and working really, really hard. So we're going to be interceding for her even this very hour as we proceed forth. So right now I'm going to turn it over to Brother Rashid, and he's going to start sharing. And then about 5 minutes before, we'll give you a couple of things that we want to share with you. And you have it, Brother Rashid.
Well, I'm glad all of you are here. I hope everyone is doing well in their bodies, even as your soul prospers. Today, we're going to talk about stroke awareness and prevention. Now, this is all part of an initiative for Early Access Saves Lives. Now, at the end, I want to challenge you to be a part of this change. Test your knowledge and be counted by completing the survey. It'll only take less than 3 minutes. Now, the website is firstladieshealth.com/survey. That's going to be at the end. So let's get right to it. Now, what is a stroke? A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked by a blood clot in the brain, artery, or because a brain blood vessel has burst. When a stroke occurs, part or all of the brain is deprived of oxygen. Now, without oxygen, affected nerve cells in the brain stop functioning and begin to die within minutes. It's that quick, y'all. So let me give you some data about stroke. On a national level, over 795,000 people die from stroke each year. About 185,000 are recurring strokes. 610,000 of those are new strokes. Stroke kills about 140,000 Americans each year. That's 1 out of every 20. Every 4 minutes, somebody dies of stroke. That's alarming. And this little unknown fact, more women than men die from stroke, and the risks are higher for women due to higher life expectancy. So, now that we've defined what a stroke is and given you data on stroke, let's look at 6 myths versus facts. First myth, strokes only happen to older people. Well, the fact is, strokes can happen in young people, including infants. Next myth, a stroke is a type of heart attack or a type of seizure. Fact, while stroke and heart disease closely related, they're not one and the same. Strokes revolve around the brain and heart attacks affect the heart. All right, let's keep that in mind, y'all. The third myth, women are protected from strokes. Well, the fact is, women actually suffer strokes more frequently than men because they have heart attacks and die at a younger age than women. The fourth myth, strokes are typically difficult to recognize. Well, the fact is, anyone can diagnose very easily what a stroke is. The test to use to call that we use to try to find the stroke is called FACE or FAST, excuse me. That's face, arm, speech, and time tests. All right? So if a person is experiencing facial droop, or if his arm or leg goes weak, if he or she has slurred speech, call 911. That's the first thing we should always do. Call 911. The next myth is you can treat a stroke at home by taking aspirin. Here's the fact.
Guilty.
Oh, no. So here's the deal about this. Here's the fact. While taking aspirin can be helpful when it comes to having a heart attack, that is not the case with stroke.
All right.
In fact, you are experiencing a bleeding called hemorrhagic stroke. It's called hemorrhagic stroke. So aspirin could potentially make the situation worse.
Oh.
So don't do it. Call 911. Call 911. All right, so the sixth myth is there's nothing you can do to prevent a stroke. Well, here's the fact. 80% of strokes are potentially preventable. Managing your blood pressure, diabetes, taking cholesterol medications, and seeking medical attention for any heart conditions or irregularities are all important and effective steps. Maintaining an appropriate weight and eating a healthy diet also make a difference. That's where I come in. All right, y'all? All right, so here's an honorable mention for you. There are no warning signs to a stroke. Here's the fact. You can have a stroke with no warning signs and no symptoms other than the stroke itself. Stroke came from the notion of being struck down within seconds or minutes, while some people experience transient ischemic attack, which is TIA, or referred to as a mini stroke. Others are caught completely off guard. Remember, the first time may be the only time and still be devastating. All right, so there may be no warning signs, but is stroke prevention possible? Absolutely. While stroke prevention may not be entirely possible, you could control or treat certain risk factors with the help of your doctor. Now note, you can change most of the conditions through diet and exercise, but others may need medication. Now here's a list of contributing risk factors, controllable and uncontrollable. So the controllable risk factors are hypertension, which is high blood pressure, smoking, like Lady OC mentioned earlier, diabetes, high sugar, carotid or carotid or other artery diseases, major arteries in the neck, that can be controlled. Atrial fibrillation, transient ischemic attacks, that's the minor strokes or the mini strokes, certain blood disorders, high blood cholesterol, physical inactivity and obesity, excessive alcohol use, and illegal drug use. Now here are the uncontrollable factors: family history and race. Blacks have almost twice the risk of first ever strokes compared to whites. And Mexican Americans are at increased risk for all types of stroke and many strokes at younger ages than Caucasians. Age is another factor, gender, and if you've had previous stroke or heart attack. If you had a stroke, you're at a much higher risk for another one. If you've had a heart attack, this also raises the risk for having a stroke. Now remember, Be Fast is an easy way to quickly identify the early warning signs of a stroke. That's balance, eyes, face, arms, speech, and time. And like I said, call 911. The door to treatment, from the time the ambulance arrives or first responders arrive to the time that they actually get you in the hospital and treat you, they have less than 60 minutes. So being fast about this is very important. And finally, so let's go over what Be Fast really stands for. So when you have balance, when you're checking for balance, you're looking for sudden dizziness, loss of balance, or coordination. Man, we see that a lot with a lot of people. They have many strokes right in front of us. We don't even know it. The eyes, sudden trouble seeing out of one or both eyes, or seeing four dogs, or seeing two people when there's only one. The face, the facial weakness or uneven smile, you might see some drooping. That's a telltale sign right there. The arm, weakness, unable to raise both arms evenly. Speech might be impaired, slurred, difficulty repeating simple phrases. And time, like we said all the time, call 911 immediately. Anytime you see any of those signs, just call 911. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to find the medication. Call 911 and let them direct you at that point. Now, that was the final point. So we want to challenge you to make this change. Let's test your knowledge and be counted by completing the survey. It'll take less than 3 minutes. I believe Michelle did it in about a minute. So you guys could do it. If you're savvy, you could get it done in a minute.
Okay.
All right. So the website is firstladieshealth.com/survey. And that's a wrap from me.
All right. Thank you so much. Give that address again where they can go and take that test.
The survey is on firstladieshealth.com/survey.
All right. Thank you so very, very much. Now, Rashid has a special interest in health. I want you to go and take some time and tell our audience what you and Michelle are involved in, and why is this such a desire of your heart when you heard about it that you wanted to become involved? Because I know both of you have a wonderful testimony of how God has placed you in the body to serve the body in the area of health and making sure the body is in order. Go on and share that.
Well, one of the controllable factors for a stroke is blood disease or blood disorder, and Michelle happens to have sickle cell disease. When I was in the Army a lot of years back, we both got really sick. She got really sick, almost died. I had a lot of broken bones, and so we decided to leave the Army life to try to gain control of our health.
Oh, she was in the Army too?
Well, she wasn't. She was a spouse, and spouse is just as much of a soldier as the soldiers.
You're right.
They got to put up with a lot.
That's true.
But our health took a real turn for the worse, and we decided we wanted to take over our health, and that's how we decided to start our own company, which was called Point Target Fitness.
Okay.
And what we wanted to focus on was physical fitness and nutrition, with nutrition being the paramount of everything. Michelle is doing the nutrition and training. I do the training. And what we do is we just try to get people to get healthy starting from the neck up. It's got to start here. Down here, everything is easy. Once you get into the gym, I can tell you to do something. Michelle can say, put this in your mouth. But in here, you have to make up in your mind that this is what you want to do. This is how you want to get healthy. And we've taken the approach of our own health aspects, and we want to put that into others, because we believe that if you're not going to be any good to anyone if you're unhealthy.
That's true.
So we want to try to get people as healthy as they can and have fun doing it. I mean, the look is going to come with it. But the first priority, just like with coming to church, for God, the first priority is redemption. So for us, the first priority is nutrition, getting your health in order. The look comes after. Everything follows after that.
Yes. So she focuses on the nutritional portion of what the Lord has given you all to do, and you work on wouldn't do.
That's it. I'm a drill sergeant. I'm a sweet and sour guy. I will yell at you and I'll hug you later. So that's just how we do it.
And as we've been going through this, what they call the pandemic time, it's very, very important. And I've been neglectful in doing it. I really have. And that is doing some type of exercise. Since they've closed down our gym, most of you, you've heard us say, Pastor and I, we had joined a gym, and we had a person assigned to us to work with us. We had an ongoing program. In fact, when the gyms did open back up, she did send us a email to let us know what hours she was available. And Pastor, I said, no, not right now. But we really have been neglectful in making sure that we exercise, and I'm really beginning to feel it in my body now, because it's so hard to get up, it's so hard to walk, and we are going to get back into doing something physically in our lives. I've seen so many neighbors on the street now. You really have to be careful. Let me warn everybody. If you haven't noticed it, be careful in your neighborhoods, because there's so many adults along with children that are on bikes, on skates, and they're walking. And so it's no time for us to be driving through our communities at a really fast pace, because it's very, very dangerous. We've come upon some really close calls, just didn't know. And people have a tendency to not check the traffic as they're doing, because they're so involved in their run or their walk or whatever they are doing, that they don't pay attention. And so for all of us, if we could pay more attention when we're out exercising, to be careful to monitor our surroundings as we go down our streets, drive a little bit slower, and they're there day and night. I've come upon some close calls, and I throw my hands up and say, thank you, Jesus, that I didn't hit that person, because I just simply didn't see them. So you have to be really, really careful. When you are working out now, I've noticed in fact, I was talking to one of our members, and she was sharing with me, I don't know if it's with you or somebody else, but she said they had somebody that was actually getting groups together, and they're meeting at the park, or they're just walking and having conversation as they go along, and trying to get their heart rates up and exercise and during this time. And that's a good idea if you can find a group. And now, I said park, but now I think they're going to close down the parks.
They're closing down the equipment at the parks. They're closing off benches.
Right.
What they're doing now, a lot of gyms are doing on-demand workouts. That means they're pre-recording.
Yes,
workouts.
my
and they let
gym
you do-
has that.
yeah.
They
and then
have a
they have
lot.
Zoom meetings or
Yeah.
Zoom workouts.
Okay.
And for most of them, they try to keep it under 30 minutes.
Okay.
Because to try to keep someone wanting to work out at home and for a long time without music playing,
Right.
it gets kind of boring. So 20 to 30 minutes can make a huge difference, whether it's walking, whether it's using stairs, or just sitting down and standing up. A squat, sitting down, standing up. You can get a lot done in 20 minutes. So there's more that we could do, and we can stay
Yes.
safer, not walking out the street at night when we got
Right.
drivers. So
In fact, I've seen some programs, I think it's on Saturday morning or Sunday, where I think it's during the week, if I make no mistake. I can't remember the name of the program, but it's like for 60 and over, and all of the exercises are with a chair.
there you go.
Up and down and walking around the chair and so forth and so on. It doesn't have to be really strenuous,
Right.
but just getting those body parts moving and just giving it some workout,
Yeah,
because
that's
you get really stiff, and like he stated, a lot of the gyms, if you belong to some of the gyms, they do have videos that are set up so that you can work out and get going. It's about getting that heart
That's
pumping,
it.
huh?
Get the heart pumping, get the endorphins going. And like I said, 20 minutes, if you can keep your heart rate up for at least 15 to 20 minutes consecutively, you're starting to burn calories, you're getting your
Okay.
heart rate up, you're improving your heart strength. So it's very important. Just try to take out that 20 minutes, and eventually you'll gradually go higher because
Okay.
you'll want to do more. But
Yeah.
start out with 15, 20 minutes.
All right. So Michelle's back in school. So what is she studying now?
Oh, she is
Her
studying
master will be on what?
She's actually in a doctorate program
Oh, the
to
doctorate. Okay.
get her doctorate in
Okay.
physical therapy.
Really?
So she is really
Okay.
trying to, transform some lives through physical health, taking it
Wow.
to a whole other level.
Okay. I didn't know they moved up to the doctorate program. And again, we're so happy to have you all working with our health
you.
program here. If I'm speaking to any churches out there and you're part of our midday time here, I would encourage you to set up some type of, it doesn't have to be really, really large, but look out in your congregation and see if you have people that are in the health, are in the hospital settings all the time, and try to set up a health ministry within your local fellowship. It would be a real blessing to the congregation. Now, whenever usually when we're in session, in normal session as church services, when we have Christian education hour, we always try to include a health class, because that's something that's ongoing on a daily basis. So we always try to have a health class because it's important. As I stated at the very beginning, and John 3 John 1 and 2, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prosper. God is concerned about the totality of who we are in body, soul, and spirit.
Absolutely.
And so for the body, we need to take care of this body. You want to be a witness for the Lord. It's hard to be a witness stretched out in that bed.
That's right.
So if we can take care of these bodies, it would mean so very, very much that we would do that. So you don't have to have a really large health ministry there, but just one thing we do, and across the nation, I believe there is an emphasis on a particular health issue every month, and you can put out publications in the congregation about health issues and things that are going on. Some months there focuses on diabetes, and it may be strokes one month, and just different areas of health. And so I would encourage local churches to get involved and make sure your congregation's a healthy congregation. And that was really one of my aims for joining the First Lady's Health Initiative, so that I could be a part of what was going on in the community. One of our main backers, if you are not aware of it, is Walgreens.
Big time.
Big time. This is one of their arms that they reach out to the community, and we are part of working with them to provide information. Earlier in the year, was it this year or last year? We had a big outreach, and we gave flu shots, and it was just really wonderful, and we are so appreciative of that. Now, as we get ready to wind down, I want you to be aware that we are so happy to be a part of your day on a daily basis, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it's not cheap being on the air across the nation. And as Apostle often encourages you to do, I want you to be a part of what the Lord is doing here nationwide. And you can do that by sowing financial seed into this ministry. And I would that you would do that, and so that we can continue to be here and be a blessing to you. We have some information for you. You can text to give, and this is the number. Get a pen and paper in hand if you don't have one, or go to your notepad inside your phone. That little notepad inside your phone helps me so very, very much. If you can't do it right now, it's text to give, and this is a number you're going to text to give to. It's 310-507-1181. That's text to give, 310-507-1181. And you can also go online to loveandunity.org, and you can give from that place also. But we just want you to be a part in sharing, as we have the opportunity to share wonderful, wonderful information with you about what's going on in our communities and in our bodies and our souls and in our spirit. And so again, we're so happy to be with you on today. And we want you to begin to practice these principles and these things that Brother Rashid shared. We're going to be with you for a number of weeks, and we're even getting ready to plan what is called a Facebook Live on a Saturday. So more of you will be able to participate in that Facebook Live. I think I participated in one time, so I'm getting interested in learning how to work with these different platforms and things. It's been a blessing. Last night I had an experience. I'm trying to learn how to Chromecast, cast off my phone to the TV so Pastor could watch the Bible study last night. So I did pretty good, but there's so much technology that is available for us to communicate. And I'm so grateful that the Lord, this day has not caught him by surprise, and God is allowing us to learn some new technology, some things that we can do to be a blessing to the body of Christ. Well, on tomorrow, you can join Pastor Hill at this very same hour on, no, this is Thursday, so he won't be here tomorrow. But on YouTube tomorrow and Facebook, he will, at 9 a.m. in the morning, there is a live prayer meeting going on across these two platforms. It's at 9 a.m. on tomorrow morning. You can join Pastor Hill for a live prayer meeting emanating out of our sanctuary. And we are so glad to be able to be here for you. And thank you once again for allowing us to be a part of your day, and look forward to us on next Thursday at this same half hour. Thank you so much. Be in prayer for you. Remember, we love you, and we are praying. Read your Bible, fast and pray, and read your Bible. Bye now.
Consider financially supporting Food for Your Soul television broadcasts. Together, we can change lives. Your support will allow us to reach the world with the good news that Jesus saves. You can give online at loveandunity.org. Click the Give button, and it will take you to our secure page where you'll have the option to give by credit card, debit card, or bank account. You can set up a one-time or reoccurring gift by linking your preferred payment method. You can also text a gift by texting the amount you desire to 310-507-1181 or mail to P.O. Box 5449, Compton, California 90224. Thank you in advance for your support.